Hello, this is Carl from National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through your 2018 Mt McKinley model 832RL. Okay, so I'm at the rear, the door side trailer of the trailer at the rear. You see you have regular scissor style jacks. They take a 3/4 inch crank or a 3/4 inch socket on a drill. That's what most people use these days. Of course, you got pull-out steps, power awning with LED strip. Your water heater, the switches to operate it are inside the trailer, and to drain it, it's right here. You pull that drain out. Always make sure there's water in the water heater tank before you operate it, okay? That's a furnace vent. This is your refrigerator service panel. This condensation hose right there should always be hanging out like that so it drains on the outside of the trailer. You got a shower, an outside shower, and some power here. Now this is a fresh water fill here. So normally you're going to be using city water. That port is on the other side of the trailer. But if you go to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, a state forest, wherever, an older state park, you can actually fill the onboard fresh water tank, and there's a pump inside the trailer and you can pump your own water. I'll show you that, the switch for the pump when we get inside, and I'll show you the fill for the fresh water, or I mean for the city water hookup, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'll show you that when we get to the other side. Okay. Now you have a centerline Husky weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We will show you that when you get here. If you happen to need refreshment, your memory refreshed, I guess, you could always go to Husky Centerline website, and they got a link to their hookup video, so you can, like I said, refresh your memory. This little crank here is for the power tongue jack. In case it fails, I'll show you. You can always take this cap off right here and crank it manually. Also, your stabilizer crank is right there. It's 3/4 inch. Okay. And that is a dump hose there. The rest of the stuff has to do with your hitch, except way down there is your power cord. You get a 30 amp, 25-foot cord with it. Alrighty. You have a deep cycle marine battery, 2 LP tanks, of course the power tongue jack we spoke about. Alright, so I told you there was a city water connection is what you'll normally use, and it's on this side of the trailer, so here we are. You're just going to hook the hose onto there, turn it on, and you're ready to go. You hook your power cable right to here and then plug it in, obviously. This is just a coax through to the entertainment area. Use it for like campground cable. It's pretty typical. This is just in case you were to purchase a solar panel to charge the battery. That's the hookup for it, so you could just plug it in there and it'll charge the battery. It will not run the trailer or anything like that, just charge the battery. Okay, so you have your valves here. So this black handled valve obviously is the black tank valve. The black tank holds toilet water and waste. The gray tank, which is the gray valve, holds sink and shower water. So you're going to put your hose right on here. Then you're going to pull the valve out. It's a gate valve. You pull it to open it. You dump the black tank first. Then after it dumps, you will pull the gray valve and dump the gray tank. The reason you do that because the gray water is cleaner than the black water, obviously, so it just cleans the hose out better. It's still dirty water. Let me pull this here to the water testing it right now, so I just want to dump it. You can see how it just whooshes out of there. Whooshes, that's a technical term. It whooshes. Alright, so let me see here. You have another valve here. This is actually a gray valve, even though it has a black handle on it. But it's a second black tank. This would be a galley tank. I'm sure it's for your kitchen sink. So this is just gray. If I said black, I apologize. I'm not sure if I did or not. But it is a gray, even though it's a black valve, it's a gray tank valve. And I believe, I'll know for sure when I get to the other side, but I'm sure it's for your kitchen sink, okay? So it has 2 gray tanks. The second gray tank is sometimes referred to as a galley tank. Alright, so while we're back here, I'll point up, you have to inspect your roof. Every trailer ever made, you have to inspect your roof. It's very important. So you're going to go up there 3 times a season, once in the spring, once in the fall, and once in the middle of the summer, at least. You walk around up there, you look at all the sealant, and make sure all the seals are good and tight, no cracking or separation. Some years, sometime when you go up there, you're going to see some starting usually at a corner area, but not always, and you get it taken care of. Every trailer has to be touched up and resealed on the roof and on the sides. This one's no different, so you gotta inspect the roof. Also, while you're doing that, you look at on the sides for any place you see caulk from the factory. Like this has a clear caulk called a clear Proflex. So you just look at that. The corners are an area to pay special attention to always. Okay? But you gotta inspect the roof on all trailers. Oh boy, this is clean in here too, and I'm gonna get the floor all dirty. Let me get a rag here to step on. Excuse me 1 minute. I get the evil eye from our cleaning people if I do this. Or if I don't do this, I should say. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're inside. This is your control panel here. Your awning works here. You just extend it, and it rolls out. Always make sure there's no obstructions, and you roll it out until you can see the awning tube. And you never leave the awning out unattended. So if you're not at the campsite, you roll that awning in, because wind can whip up quickly and get underneath it and do damage in just an instant. So you always make sure that you roll it in when you're not going to be at the campsite. The slide out is partially out now. I'll put it more. They don't have a whole lot of room here, so I don't know if I'll go all the way with it, just because I can't see very well over there. We're packed in here kind of tight. But that's how that works. Now the water heater, which runs on gas, you light it right here. That's a fault for it, so if it goes out, it faulted. Your water pump I told you about for using the onboard water tank is right here. Okay. You're also going to use that water pump for winterizing. You'll have to educate yourself for a bit on winterizing if you don't know it. But the thing is, you have to bypass the water heater in the back of it, because you cannot pump antifreeze into the water heater tank, because it'll leave a really foul taste and a smell that won't go away. So they give you a bypass valve. So if you don't know about that, you'll have to learn about it or have it done. You can have it done by people who come right to your storage unit, or sometimes you take it places, whatever. Okay, so to check your battery, you can see right there it's almost totally charged. We're not plugged in right now, but it will charge when it's plugged in. Your battery charges when you're pulling it down the road, and then it has also a power converter in the trailer, which I'll show you, that will charge it also. Freshwater tank is empty. The black tank is empty. Remember, we dumped it. The gray tank still has about a third in there because we didn't dump it, and the other gray tank called the galley tank is empty. When I said that the valve in the back on the off door side, that's for the tank that takes the sink water here. Okay, so this is your awning light and your ceiling light. Okay, so that's self-explanatory. Those are just lazy boy style chairs, recliners. You got a little charging center there. This couch, let me look here. This couch folds out into a bed. You're just going to pull it out from down here, put the legs out, flip the back panel down, and you got a 3-panel hide-a-bed with foam panels. So the foam panels are make it a lot better than it used to be. Before you used to have springs and bars in your back and all that. This doesn't have that, so it's actually pretty decent. Also, you can drop the table down and put it on these cleats here, one on each side, and then use the cushions to fill in the space, and you have another bed there. This has an onboard vacuum on it, and these are your vacuum attachments, and this is the vacuum here. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, filters down there. Okay, so your range. Let me see if he's got gas turned on here. Yep, he does. I can hear it. So this you spark. You turn it clockwise to spark it. So you're just going to turn it to light, spark it. I'll turn a couple of on to get the gas up here. There we go. And they light. It's that simple. Now to light the oven, it's a little bit different. You have to use a grill lighter, something with a long neck on it. Down here, there is a pilot light way back there. You can't really see it that well, but it's back there. Right? So what you're going to do is you're going to put the oven knob to pilot. Then you depress it and hold it. Then you'll take your lighter and you'll light the pilot light back there. And when it lights, you're still holding this in, and you hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds after it lights to heat it up. Then you go to whatever operating temperature you want. So it'll cycle on and off like a regular oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes off, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight it each time. Okay, this is the vent, range hood vent here. The fan there, light there. Your microwave works like any other microwave. Your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator, so it'll run on 110 AC or LP gas. So you turn it on, then you select auto. Auto means electric. The reason they call it auto is that it automatically seeks out electricity. And it starts up when it finds the electricity. If it can't, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Also, for an example, if you're camping, it's the middle of the night, and you're running this on electric and you have a power failure, it'll sense that and automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil the food, all right? Now, if you just want to pull it down the road, I guess, you can go like that, right? And it'll light automatically. If for some reason there's like an air pocket in the line that has to be worked through and it doesn't light, that check light will come on. If that happens, you just shut it off and on again, it'll cycle through again, it'll light the next time for sure, okay? But generally speaking, you put it on auto. The only other thing to know about this is that this device here is called a thermistor, right? The thermistor is not this piece here. That's just a clip to hold it on the fin there. You can see there's a wire going up there. On the end of the wire there's a cylinder. That's the thermistor. If you look at this sticker there, the higher you go with it, the cooler it gets in here. So you want this up all the way as high as you can get it. And it's going to be like that almost always. I mean, if you go out in the early spring or out late in fall or when it gets really cold, you might have to back it down a little bit if it starts to frost up. But almost always you're going to have it up as high as it goes. Now, because this is gas absorption, it takes a long time to reach operating temperature. So you want to start, if you can, start it the day before. But you always want to give it 6-8 hours. And if you have only a short time, you want to put stuff into it that's already cold. It helps a lot. But that's gas absorption. It doesn't have a compressor. That's why it doesn't make any noise. Okay? This is your power converter. I mentioned to you your power converter will charge your battery as long as you're plugged in. It senses how much energy your battery has and it'll send as much as it needs to keep it charged. Also, the main function of this is to convert 110 AC down to 12 volt DC. So you got the AC side here is you got regular household circuit breakers here. They're labeled, right? Then the power is converted over to 12 volt DC over here. You've got 12 volt fuses here. So if any of these fuses were to blow, they'll actually light up and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. They should not blow unless there's something wrong with the appliance, but just in case, you'll be able to see it glow in there, okay? That's the power converter. Also, this here is the carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. If it goes off, you want to take everybody outside and shut the tanks off at the front and figure out what's going on. It should always be green like that. There's a self-test button in the upper right-hand corner, so you can run it through the self-test mode if you ever want to make sure it's working properly. But that detects carbon monoxide buildup and LP gas, okay? Alrighty, on my feet. This is your thermostat. Now the thermostat, you just push the mode once to light it up, then you scroll through it. That's the fan, the air conditioner, the furnace, and off. Now the fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. That's all it is. It's limited. It'll just circulate air basically. Now when you select the different sources, let's say you put on air conditioning, there's always a lag time when you turn it on and off. So it could take 5 seconds or more before it switches. So keep in mind you got to be patient. It will switch. All right. So the bathroom. Oh, it's nice and bright. Okay. So the sink and the shower work like any other sink and shower. The toilet, the thing you have to remember most about it if you don't know RV toilets, first of all, the black tank is directly below, right down there. Okay? Flush it with the pedal. So you can't use this dry, meaning no water at all in the tank, or without chemical. So after you pull to the campsite, you hook up your water, you hook up the power, then you'll come in here and you'll take whatever chemical you use, you'll put 1 dose in there, you'll step on the pedal, water will come whooshing out and spiral into the black tank, and you're just going to stand on it and put about 1 gallon of water in there. You know, you can go put 2 gallons in, whatever you want, but there's no way to tell it from the monitor panel. You're just going to have to use common sense. That's about 1 gallon of water. The bottom line, like I said, is you can't use it without a little bit of water in it to start off with, and you have to have chemical in it. So if you were going to stay on the same campsite for another week, let's say, and you had to dump the black tank, once the black tank is dumped, you would come in here and repeat that procedure. Chemical and 1 gallon or so of water. So that's important to know. Okay? And then of course you have a backer plate here for a TV, and then you have all the outputs for the TV. You should know that this is a emergency exit escape window, so you push it through, you would go all the way through with it, and then you would grab a hold of this and pull the screen out, and then you could just roll right out the window, and you can do a double back flip if you want and land right on your feet. Okay, all right. This is a power vent, which is a great thing. This is a 3-speed vent. The lid has to be open for it to operate. It has a kill switch on it, but it will really do a good job venting this trailer when it's not quite warm enough for air conditioning. Also, you have another one here, which is not as fancy of one, but it'll pull the air out, and you really want to use it. Make sure you use it when you use the shower, because you want the humidity to be pulled out of the trailer. Okay, it's a nice formed stall too. That looks good. All right, so I think I've pretty much got it all. Let's walk back through the trailer. I'll see if I forgot anything. Remember, you have to winterize this trailer, and the water heater has to be bypassed. That's important. You always want to inspect the roof. You have to do that. That's very, very important. This is your hookup for your TV set. You can put a bracket here. Use a swing out bracket. Spend the extra money if you can and get one that locks into place when it's closed. That way you don't have to hang straps on it to keep it from flipping around. You got HDMI there too. You turn that on. That should be on when you're using the antenna, because that's the signal booster for the antenna. Also, you've got a disc player and radio here. It has all the usual functions, Bluetooth. To hook up wirelessly, it has a USB to stream off of, so it does a lot. Plays discs, so it does a lot for considering you're camping. So, okay, well that's it then. So I want to thank you very much for purchasing your trailer from National RV Detroit. Any questions or problems, you let us know. We'll help you out. And goodbye.